He didn't say goodbye.
My heart's already breaking, baby, go on, twist the knife.
Not to the fans, not to the cameras, not even to the 4 guys he'd spent every single day with for 5 years. He just packed a bag in Hong Kong, got on a plane, flew home to Bradford, and 7 days later dropped a statement on the internet that broke an entire generation in half. March 25th, 2015, the day Zayn Malik quit One Direction. To understand why March 25th hit the way it did, you first need to understand what Zayn Malik actually was inside One Direction, because it wasn't what most people think. Zayn was something else entirely. Zayn was the mystery, the one whose voice could do things the others simply couldn't, the falsetto that appeared in the middle of a song and made everything stop. Fans described watching him in concert as this strange experience. Like, the band was one thing, and then Zayn opened his mouth, and suddenly you were somewhere else entirely. He was also the most private. Zayn was the one who kept himself locked away, barely spoke in interviews, rarely gave anything away. And as it turned out, that silence had been hiding something for a very long time. By late 2014, something had shifted. Fan accounts that obsessively catalogued every interview, every concert, every appearance started noticing it. Zayn was getting quieter, thinner, more absent, not just physically, but in the way he was present. The laughing came less easily. The camera found him in moments between songs, where he looked like he was somewhere else entirely, calculating something nobody around him could see. During the On the Road Again tour that kicked off in early 2015, it got harder to ignore. They were everywhere. And Zayn's last show with One Direction, his very last one, was in Hong Kong on March 18th, 2015. Nobody in that arena knew it. He didn't know it either, or maybe he did. No special moment, no last look. Just a show, and then he was gone. He was going home early due to stress. He was signed off. The tour would continue without him for a few dates. Nobody really believed it was permanent, until it was. March 25th. 2015. The statement went up on One Direction's official Facebook page. No warning, no heads up to the media, just there. After 5 incredible years, Zayn Malik has decided to leave One Direction. Then Zayn's own statement, underneath it. I feel like it is now the right time for me to leave the band. I want to be a normal 22-year-old. I know I have 4 friends for life in Louis, Liam, Harry, and Niall. 4 friends for life, present tense. The internet did not take it quietly. Within minutes, not hours, minutes, hashtag Zayn Malik leaving was trending globally across every platform simultaneously. It was, in its own surreal way, one of the strangest cultural moments of 2015. But here's what was happening on the other side of the world at exactly the same time the statement dropped. The remaining 4 members of One Direction, Harry, Louis, Liam, and Niall, were about to walk out on stage in Jakarta, Indonesia, and perform to 50,000 people. That night, hours after the announcement. Let's talk about each of them, because they all process this differently, and every reaction tells you something real. Niall went on stage in Jakarta that night and did what Niall always does. He performed. He played, he smiled, he gave the crowd everything, but anyone watching closely enough would have seen it, the face when the music stopped. The quiet that wasn't his usual quiet. Niall was the member who perhaps loved being in One Direction the most purely, the most simply. For him it wasn't complicated, the band was his joy. Zayn leaving was a piece of that joy gone. Louis had the most publicly complicated relationship with Zayn's exit. He didn't say nothing. Louis never says nothing. Later, when Zayn started speaking negatively about the band in interviews, Louis described it bluntly as a desperate attempt for attention from someone who'd walked away. He was protective of what they'd built, fiercely so. Harry walked on stage in Jakarta that night and cried. Just cried. Mid-show in front of 50,000 people, tears rolling. He tweeted afterwards, "All the love as always, H." That was it, that single line, which if you know anything about Harry Styles, you know contains about 20 things he didn't say. Liam was the one who eventually said out loud what the others only implied. In 2019, speaking about Zayn's departure, Liam said something that has been quoted and requoted ever since. The only 5 people who know what you're going through were all in a room together once and you left. And then the line that actually breaks your heart if you let it, he didn't even say goodbye, if I am being honest. It was certainly a sordid scenario from our side, a bit strange. It's difficult. He didn't say goodbye. That's what Liam was sitting with. Not the fame, not the money, not the missing vocal. The fact that his brother, because that's what they were, just left and didn't look back. Now, the statement said he wanted to be a normal 22-year-old. And that was true, partly, but Zayn has had years to be honest about this, and over time he's added layers that paint a much fuller picture. To Fader magazine in late 2015, his first proper interview after leaving, he said something that must have stung. There was never any room for me to experiment creatively in the band. If I would sing a hook or a verse slightly R&B or slightly myself, it would always be recorded 50 times until there was a straight version, pop, generic, so they could use that version. I wasn't 100% behind the music. It wasn't me. But then in 2023, on Call Her Daddy, he went even further and said the thing nobody expected him to admit. He said he'd noticed the other members weren't signing new contracts. He could see the band was heading toward an end, and rather than wait, rather than be one of 5 people who dissolved, he decided to be the first one out the door. I completely selfishly wanted to be the first person to go and make my own record. I was like, I'm going to jump the gun here. I'm competitive, and I wanted to be the first to go and do my own thing. He also said something else, something quieter and more human than either of those quotes. There were obviously underlying issues within our friendships too. We'd got sick of each other, if I'm being completely honest. 5 years, every single day. No breaks, no normal life. No quiet, no privacy, no time to just be a person. They loved each other like brothers, and they drove each other insane like brothers. And Zayn, always the one who needed quiet most, was the first one who couldn't take it anymore. The 4 of them kept going. They finished the tour, they made an album, Made in the AM, and it might be the most emotionally raw thing they ever recorded, precisely because they made it in the shadow of everything falling apart. Exactly 1 year to the day after quitting, Zayn released his debut solo single, Pillow Talk, March 25th, 2016. The anniversary, you cannot tell me that was not deliberate. It hit #1 in the UK, in the US, on the same day. The first British male artist ever to debut at #1 in both countries simultaneously, with a debut single. Meanwhile, that August, the remaining 4 announced they were going on hiatus. Their last concert was October 31st, 2015 in Sheffield, Harry's hometown crowd in England. They walked off that stage, and One Direction, as a 5-piece, as a 4-piece, as anything, was over. There's one more thing. On October 16th, 2024, Liam Payne died in Buenos Aires. And Zayn Malik, who hadn't publicly engaged with One Direction in years, who'd said in the GQ interview that he hadn't made real friends in the band, who'd put distance between himself and all of it, went onto One Direction's social media accounts, which he still had access to, and posted a tribute. At his first concert, back after postponing his tour for Liam's death, he had a single message projected onto the stage. Liam Payne, 1993 to 2024, love you bro. He went to the funeral. All 4 of them were there, Harry, Louis, Niall, Zayn, standing together for the first time in years, for the worst possible reason. I know I have 4 friends for life in Louis, Liam, Harry, and Niall. That's what Zayn wrote on March 25th, 2015. He wrote that, and then he proved it. March 25th, 2015 wasn't just the day Zayn quit. It was the day the cracks that had been there since the beginning finally broke through the surface. It was the day 4 people had to walk out on stage in Jakarta and perform like their world hadn't just shifted underneath them. And it was the day Zayn Malik finally stopped pretending to be something he wasn't. Whatever you think of how he left, the silence, the no goodbye, the competitive timing, he told the truth eventually, all of it. The music wasn't him, he was suffocating. He saw the end coming and he chose himself. You can be angry about that, you can understand it. You can be both at once, most people are. That's what happened behind the beat. Subscribe if you want more of this. Every video on this channel is the story underneath the story, the stuff that never made the official statement. Comment below, what do you think? Was Zayn right to leave the way he did? I genuinely want to know. It's going to be a good comment section. I'll see you next week.